It does need some sort of musical sort of interlude, doesn't it? I think
Yeah.
we're doing this. It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I am joined this week by Foxy, John, and Ed. On this week's show, we've got best goals by worst players, Dice v Benitez, Everton and Villa players, Everton that season's, Twitter throughout Everton history, last minute spot kicks, stadium announcers, Nerf guns, colours, donuts, pastimes, books, sitcoms, being delicious, and probably loads more nonsense as well. But John, we're going to kick off with your question. So if you could do the honours and read it. There it is.
What is the best Everton goal scored by the worst Everton player you've ever seen?
This is a gem of a question. We'll come to yours last because you asked the question.
Yeah.
Foxy, do you want to go first?
So I've taken best in quite a loose context. So my first trip to Goodison was in '97. Blackburn playing Everton. Mick Madar scored the first goal that I saw at Goodison. In my kind of 17 memory of as a 17-year-old, my memory of Mick Madar was a pretty average striker. But I've since looked back at the history books, like Wikipedia, and he wasn't bad. He scored 6 in 19. So like return for a striker, not bad. But I remember him as being a bit of a talismanic kind of French striker who was a bit hit and miss for us at the time. And I think he kind of just stayed for half a season or something, kind of moved on. But my best goal, because it's my first goal, and I think sometimes first is best, sometimes, not always in life. Something for the kids to learn from. But yeah, Mick Madar, Goodison, Everton, 97, 14th of March. Good time for me.
He was all hair and attitude, wasn't he? He was great.
He was, yeah.
Well, that's why he got kicked. That's why he got marginalised, wasn't it? Walter Smith wanted him to get his hair cut and he wouldn't.
You cannot ask a man with a thatch like that to get it all cut off.
I know.
Although, yeah,
that's a bit Mr. Burns, isn't it?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, I guess he probably would have been a bit like Dyson, as wanting everyone to have a haircut. You can set your watch by, wouldn't you, Walter Smith? Definitely. Ed, what's yours?
Mine's also quite harsh, I think, because he wasn't that bad, but the disparity between the player and the incredible quality of the goal, I think, makes it work. I'm going to go with Diniyar Billy Anetadov versus Portsmouth.
Ooh.
Last goal of the 09-10 season. I mean, Billy Anetadov was, workable. He's a decent enough player. Obviously scored the odd banger himself, but not a especially memorable or talented player. I think he'd struggled to get in now. But that goal with the actual last kick of the Premier League season was stunning technique. He could not have placed it any better. And I like to think he still thinks back to that and goes, God, do you remember I did that? Bladder Street end at Goodison Park in the Premier League for Everton. Just every now and again it comes to him. I hope he just goes, oh, shit, that was really good, wasn't it? Because I do.
The thing is,
I'm with Mike Blakey on this. He should have played 10. He was never a winger.
No. The thing with Billy Anetadov is, though, if you look back on at least 4 of his goals were absolute stormers.
Yeah.
Oh, that United
he
one.
scored a few goals. The United one, the way that travels like 5 inches off the floor and doesn't veer. He scored one against Wolves as well. Yeah. That was very similar to the Limpar one in 94-95. And then obviously that one, and there was a couple of others that were, there was one against AEK Athens, was a great strike, but only scored like 8 goals or 9 goals for us.
But yeah, at least half of them were bangers, weren't they?
Yeah. But I agree with you, Ed. He was certainly, he belongs in the Hall of Shame rather than the Hall of Fame.
He's not one for the XG merchants, that's for sure. Sorry, lads.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Mine is Stuart Barlow for that chest and volley against Ipswich on my 16th birthday. And also, I think special mention to Preki against Man City when we demolished them 5-2 on the last day of the 92-93 season. I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a goal. Hell of a day out there. John, go ahead then. What are yours?
Mine's just my most hated Everton player. I mean, you can put all the villains, Barnby, Barkley. I'll save the one who I'm going to go on for later. I'm going to save him. But Neil MacDonald, he would have been better off flipping burgers in his dad's burger shop. He was just nothing, the ultimate nothing. He was a vacuum of talent, of industry, of existence, really. That's just the only way. But he wasn't that bad. No,
just before we get to the goal, is this one of those irrational hatreds where it's just like where you just get a,
do you remember him?
Like he does my head in? or was it just pure?
No, there is a reason, and it is. Do you remember Wembley 1989? Do you remember the pitch invasion? Everyone was on the pitch.
Yeah.
I was on the pitch, and I gave him my Everton scarf because he was the first player I got to. And that's just, as I walked away, I seen him throw it away. So
that's fair enough then. You have every right to despise every fibre of his being for that, because that's how.
However, if he'd actually been any good, I could have forgiven him. But he was absolute dog turd. He was one of the worst players to pull on that shirt. He had that kind of permanently confused face. And I was really worried when we appointed Allardyce that we were going to bring him back, because I couldn't have done that. He was worse than Sammy Lee for me.
God.
But on that day, the sun shone on him, and we lost 3-1 to Forest in October 1990, and he just lets rip with this. I showed you earlier, didn't I, Les?
Yeah.
35 yard rip snorter right into the top corner pass. I think it was Steve Sutton. Absolutely no chance. So even a broken clock's right twice a day, and Neil McDonald was right then.
I think if anyone's not seen it, the one I can sort of most compare it to is probably Matt Jackson, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, a bit higher up though.
Yeah.
Jackson's was a low to medium, but it was that kind of snapshot. Yeah.
Absolutely smacked it. Good choice. Next up, good times. Where's that gone? Favourite and least favourite player to play for both Everton and Villa. John, I'll come back to you.
Favourite is a tough one, because we've had some good players. We've had, the likes of Jesse Gay, Gareth Barry. But you've got to go for Evertonians of my generation. It's got to be Andy Gray.
Yeah, that was mine.
I know he's a bit ropey in his, his views towards women, but as a footballer, he was, he was the turning point for that 83, 84 renaissance.
He was everything about that team, wasn't he?
Yeah, he personified the team, that never give up attitude. Lots of ability as well. Far more ability than he ever got given credit for.
In a similar vein, I reckon you might have the same one for me as least favourite as well then.
Yeah, is it? I do like to be beside the seaside.
It is, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what that means, there's the song, I do like to be beside the seaside, and the brass band plays Fuck Off, Mac Mahon. So again, Evertonian of a certain vintage, he left for more money, lied about it, and then went to Liverpool and scored in his first derby in the first half at Goodison in September 85. And since then, he's just been the person I despise most in football.
Yes, there is a relatively heartwarming story, because it's not one of those where you think he's a dickhead and he's not.
Yeah.
Because apparently he is a massive dickhead.
Oh, he's a massive. I've met him once. He's an absolute knobhead. And also, but one thing that does slightly warm him towards me is that Liverpool v Arsenal game in 1989, when his 1 minute with his finger wagging and 1 minute telling them all, we're there. And then that happened. So, but still, ultimately, he is the ultimate Everton villain for me.
Yeah.
Barmby did what he did, but Barmby's not an Evertonian. Barmby's was the proto Robbie Keane, wasn't he? Every club he signed for, he said he supported them as a lad.
Yeah.
So
Barmby was a ball boy and everything, wasn't he?
Yeah. McMahon's from a family of Evertonians. So for him, so Barmby and that, okay, but McMahon, no, there's a special level of reserve for him in Everton hell. So.
Yeah, that 1 minute was that generation's This Must Not Stop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And also as well, in the derby before the 4-4, the first game in the tie, he went in to do a shithouse challenge on John Eberl.
He was only 19, wasn't he, as well? I think.
19, and he ended up doing his ligaments himself for most of the rest of the season. So there is karma, there is some form of cosmic justice, and that's Steve McMahon.
Yeah, that tackle was that bad. I think he snapped Eberl's shin pad, didn't he? But then somehow came off worse.
Yeah.
Right, Ed, Foxy, not much of a big task here, but can you beat that? Go ahead, Fox, you'll have yours. Who's your favourite?
Yes, I'll go for favourite, and I've taken a slightly different view on it. So when he played for both Villa and Everton, he wasn't in his pomp. And again, how bad my memory, so I hope I've got this right. But in his pomp, he was a beautiful winger, glorious hair, something I'm very envious of. And Sean Moore for Spurs Newcastle was Ginola. And he was only with us for a bit, but as a player, again, not so much for us or Villa. He was quite a player to watch, and get that kind of charismatic thing. So we got a bit of that with Grealish now, and it's just nice watching good football and enjoying watching football. Going to the game, having a nice time. That's all tremendous. But Ginola was one of those players which would enable you to have a nice time when you watched it. Although less so for us.
He was also the only man who had hair to rival Mick Madar, probably.
Yeah. And that's why I'm in awe of both, frankly.
Yeah.
Also, as well, as a really redeeming feature of Ginola, he made the wanker sign on national TV at Jake Humphrey.
He did, yeah.
So,
Fair enough. Kudos.
So I could never dislike him for that.
Foxy, what's your least favourite then?
I think there's an obvious one, but I'll let it go. You might have the same answer.
Oh, go on then. Ed, we'll cross over to you. Go for your favourite player, and we'll finish on a low.
This is probably going to betray how little I've thought about this question, but for favourite, talking about fellas with questionable views, I'm going to go with the man who's going to be running our midfield tomorrow, Idrissa Gana Gueye. 2 wonderful spells for us.
Yeah.
The second one very much against the odds. So that's off the top of my head sounds like a good choice. At least I'm just going to go route one and just say Yannick Bolasie because he annoys the living shit out of me.
Route one, unlike Yannick Bolasie ever. So yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. Exactly. I could have gone around that point about 8 times and then failed to say his name, and that would have been more like Yannick Bolasie. But let's not go that far.
And then got injured.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm guessing you never had Yannick Bolasie?
No, I forgot he played for Villa. I was going Barkley. I thought I was like just the obvious rat boy.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
But again, with Barkley, there's that redeeming feature of him getting chinned in Santa Chupito's one night. Yeah,
so, made up for it.
It's just like one of those. Like whenever I see his name and the anger, I just put that video on of him being knocked out cold.
Yeah,
the world seems a brighter, warmer place.
He still owes us that 15 million quid he cost us for not going in the summer than going at Christmas.
35.
Yeah, I know, but the gap, the 15 or 20 million gap.
Money for him.
Didn't we get 15 at Christmas rather than the 30, 35 in the summer? So his agent would have got us some, Barkley would have got us some, Chelsea would have got a bit of it.
The thing is, right, I can't say mad at Barkley for that because that requires him to be duplicitous. When we all know what happened was his agent got out a set of car keys and just jangled them all the way down to West London, and he just followed them along. Like, I don't think he did anything particularly bad himself, but it's very easy to just turn around and go,
he couldn't be duplicitous.
Like the Todd
he's just got Pied Piper, and he's another great example. And this is the McMahon thing as well. That all works out in the end. He's another example of someone who thinks they're leaving Everton for greener pastures, and it is proved that there aren't any.
Yeah, I like that. On this, we had Mike said Fabian socks. I think he meant both. So Fabian dealt with favourite and least favourite, which is fair enough. Kev Goodtime said favourite Grealish, least favourite Onana. I mean, it's a shout actually just for that penalty, which, occasionally keeps me up at night still. And Dave said...
I not despise him because he seemed like a decent fella on Onana. As a person, obviously a really bright, intelligent lad who speaks many languages, doesn't really... But on the football pitch, my word, he was awful.
Yeah.
He was the football equivalent of Top Chanter at Newcastle. You remember they brought him in when they were getting relegated?
No.
You remember? Top Chanter. Don't you remember 2009 when they got relegated? That game when they had to win to stay up at St. James's Park because they got relegated to Villa, didn't they? But they were already really relegated. They brought him into Top Chanter to whip the fans into a frenzy. Yeah. And that's what Onana was. He was
very much a cheerleader, wasn't he?
Yeah. But also, I believe he's recently released a single.
He has, yeah. Yeah, he has got a wonderful singer voice. I remember when he signed for us, there was a video on Instagram of him singing. And he's got a cracking set of pipes on.
Yeah. When someone told me that he'd released a single, I just thought he meant his goal return. But most of us
Dave said for this one, I think he kind of maybe got the wrong end of the stick with the question. He said Gareth Barry / James Milner, but I'm up for some James Milner hate anyway, so we'll have that.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with. I mean, do you see a celebration with Jota the other day? I mean, it's nice that he's remembering Jota, but come on, mate, you only played with him for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. What was he grief mongering? I didn't see it.
Well, he scored in the under celebration where Jota used to pretend to play on the PlayStation also, and he did that a couple of times. It's just like, come on, mate.
Yeah, but Milner was doing it on the Dreamcast. He had a little joystick, I think.
I don't think Milner even knew what he was doing. I don't think he could use a console.
See, this is why I love Mailbag. You get shout outs for things like Dreamcasts, which never got a shout out from one season on Arsenal shirt, I think. Right, hot topic time. Ed, thanks for backing me up on this one, because this wasn't my question. I just saw it floating around on Twitter, and it blew my mind. This is even a question. So, Foxy, I'll come to you first. Who did you dislike most, Dyche or Benitez?
I think we all know that I'm quite a Dyche fan. I had a Dyche t-shirt. I refer to it as a Dyche derby when we beat Liverpool 2-0. I was tempted to get a Dyche tattoo. I didn't go that far. I don't think ginger would suit me so much. I think from my living memory of being an Everton fan, I'd probably say, for me, Dyche is probably my fourth favourite manager. I don't know if that's a big step, but you got
close to dislikable managers, really.
I know Kendall, Moyes, Royal, Dyche. I can't think of someone else prefer. I have other people that I dislike a lot more. They're like Allardyce. I maybe put him as a par with Benitez, but Dyche is all right. He kind of lost it a bit towards the end, but that season he kept us up with all the craziness going on.
Yeah. He's full of himself, completely full of himself.
Oh, totally.
He'd eat himself if he was chocolate, obviously. But you know what? He came in, he did his job. I don't think there needs to be any animosity on either side from Everton or him, really.
No,
and you know what? He got out at a good time as well.
Yeah. And he kind of left us, didn't he? Because he kind of told him he couldn't take us any further. And I think he recognised that. And he did us both a favour and moved on, and we got Moyes in. So, yeah, all fine, all good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Ed?
Yeah, it's not even a debate. With Dyche, I mean, yeah, okay, he does run his mouth a little bit, fine. You know, most managers tend to, especially the ones who are up at the top, because I think you've got to have that sort of mindset, haven't you? So I don't mind it. The only thing that ever annoyed me about Sean Dyche is that he talks like a middle manager, and it's just, I don't like that corporate chat. It's very annoying. In terms of how he ran the team, he had an extremely poor team, and he looked at them and went, I don't trust them to do anything. So he didn't make them do anything, and that's fine. I've got no issue with him whatsoever. Wouldn't want him back, but that's, we've all moved on. With Benitez, I mean, God, David Moyes could come up to my seat tomorrow, drop his trousers and piss on me. I'd still like him more than Benitez. I don't even want to see a picture of Benitez ever again.
Just to note, David, just to note, if Moyes is watching, that wasn't an offer. I hope.
No, it was. It's contractual.
Look, for some people, maybe. Anyway, no.
Ed, it is the weekend, you do you, whatever.
I'm way up in the south. You'd have to wait him a long way.
Playing it safe, fair enough.
It'd be some stream, wouldn't it?
With that angle, and you're coming down again.
Yeah.
Ed will turn up tomorrow, one of those kind of cardboard cutouts. Moyes going to have your piss.
John, where are you on the Dyche v Benitez non-debate?
I just can't believe someone even mentioned it. I mean, Dyche, he's David Brent. We know that. He's going to get one of his mates to throw a shoe over the roof. We know he would do that. We get Boney to try that. But no, Benitez is like, he's just the worst thing to happen to anybody in the world. I mean, I hate a lot of people. I do. I don't really like many people. And he's up there in that pantheon. I mean, I would rather spend a night with Steve McMahon than at half an hour with Benitez.
Yeah. It's probably very unfair, but another thing that annoys me, he's got like little Bobby Grant teeth, hasn't he?
Yeah, little rat teeth.
So massive and his teeth are that small.
Yeah. And his head's just, I've got a big head. I do not deny that I've got a big head. But, if he'd fell in front of Jesus' tomb, there'd be no resurrection story. There's no way anyone's moving that. His head is just, it's got its own gravitational pull.
Sisyphus isn't rolling that head up a hill, is he?
No chance. However, ironically, watching Benitez was a Sisyphean nightmare, I
like we're getting like mythology and everything into this episode. Brilliant. You'd be glad to know, I think everyone has agreed. So Snorkel Horse, that's ridiculous. Dice ended badly and seemed to want to be sacked, but kept us afloat in the worst period in our history. Just quietly let him go down as mid in our overall manager history rankings and move on. Yeah, I agree. Gary, surely it's the Fat Tunnel Tag Spud. As nicknames go, that's a belter. At least Dice beat them bastards. Tangled up in blues, Benitez without a doubt. Dice kept his distance and we never warmed to him. It ended sourly and his team were awful to watch, but he did keep us up twice, no matter how much some fans don't like to admit it. Suze, I disliked Benitez when he was around, forgot about him now he's not. Tolerated Dice when he's around, now I can't stand him. Which, yeah, it's probably fair enough. He seems to have got worse since he left. DCJ1953 just said Benitez. Stevens, Benitez by a million miles. Hate when people call him rapper as well, except in this circumstance. And it was the flag. We know where you live, that one. Or you fat Canute, something like that. That one anyway. Dave, it's Benitez. And no mistaken, Machinery made some errors that as a fan base, I'm sure we can look past, but that's where he lost it for me. Tone deaf and unforgivable. Screwfit Kex came in and did the job and set the ship for Moise to kick us on. Good Times agrees, Clown Kex. Mike disliked the person who employed them more. And Chris, you've had this one with him, haven't you, John, on Twitter? Hated Koeman more than both of them. So Chris has just got that thing in for Koeman. He admits himself. He was looking back at his tweets, and when he was slagging Koeman off, we were like 7th and 8th. It was just one of those where he went in from the start, hating him, and just rode it out until the end, which is fair enough.
But Koeman, he might be a tubby holiday merchant, but Benitez, though, is just, there aren't many worse people in the world than Benitez. I'm struggling to think of a worse person in the world now. I would rather have Jeffrey Dahmer as our manager. I know we've got him in central midfield now, haven't we? Because Keenan Dewsbury Hall is the double of Jeffrey Dahmer.
He is. Stick my other specs on him, and he's Jeffrey Dahmer, 100%. Where are we now?
If you're watching Keenan, I'm really sorry.
Denby Castle. What cakes do you reckon Grealish bought in for the squad? Ed?
Oh, he brought one beefcake into training, am I right, lads?
Hey!
All right. No, he's definitely got one of those, in the supermarket, you can get you make your own cupcake sort of things. And he's stood there at the kitchen all night, tongue hanging out, trying to squeeze people's names onto cupcakes and putting little daisies on them and those ball bearings. And he's gone in like that, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to think that's true. That's heartwarming stuff. Foxy?
I spent too much time thinking about this when I saw Grealish coming in with the cakes. And I thought, is he bringing those in for the players? Is he bringing it in for the staff? Like all those people who work at Finch Farm? So I kind of thought, is Moyes going to allow cake consumption? Is he more strict than that? I think in terms of style, I reckon he's got a variation box. I reckon he's gone to his Birds, whatever local cake confectionery there is around there, and just got a mix of everything. Because he's a pleaser, isn't he? He wants everyone to be happy. He wants a load of different choices. Your ice sponge, your eclairs, your whatever creamy filled thing with chocolate on top. So I reckon he's got a bit of a mixed box, so everyone's happy, everyone can choose. And then, a can of Monsters for Pickford.
I reckon David Moyes is a fan of an ice bun.
Just a plain one, nothing else.
Yeah,
because he's Moyes is Presbyterian, isn't he? Scottish Presbyterian.
Yeah.
So
keep it simple.
There's no joy in Presbyterianism.
Yeah, even a bit of white icing on the top of the bun's too much.
Yeah, it's too excessive. Yeah.
John, what are you going with?
I think I'm just glad he didn't go to Amsterdam. Otherwise, he didn't bring back space cakes for the team, and our win against Villa, if we won, would have been scratched from the record. So I think because he went to Sweden, I think he popped over to Copenhagen for the day and brought back a load of Danishes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, lovely stuff.
Little touch of class from Mr. Grealish there.
What a guy. Speaking of touches of class, is Laura's question. Do you reckon you could fit a whole toffee donut in your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it for $6.50. When I go to the women's game for $2.50, I'll either go because I think it's a fair game. But for $6.50, I've not had one yet. Have you guys had one?
They are big. I haven't had one, but I got Joe one. And it's donuts.
Yeah, Ben had one at the Brighton game, and it was big, but I could take that on. I'd be all right.
Yeah, I reckon we probably need to trial this tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, my mouth is huge, so I used before I hit my 40s, I used to be able to fit my entire fist in my mouth. So
That's quite a claim.
Did your mouth shrink or did your fist grow?
My jaw receded into like the muscles. So now I'm nearing 50. Like everything starts to like shrink and everything, doesn't it? And
you're down to like 3 fingers now.
Well, not quite. 4. I'm getting there. But,
kick that way.
But I have got big hands as well.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So, but so yeah, so a donut would be no problem.
Yeah. Ed?
Me? Oh, not a chance. But I do like the idea of testing it out. And in fact, I think we should all try and do it exact same minute of the match. Don't care when it's maybe the hour mark. On 60 minutes, everyone stands up, just tries to grab a donut in their mouth.
No, it should be 65 because it's £6.50 each.
Yeah, 65.
Oh, I like that. There we go. Like a protest. The club might think, oh god, they're protesting the donuts, and we're just going, no, we're just going to shove a donut in our mouth.
Yeah, but without messy they are, but you think it was a dirty protest?
It'd be great. All the Villa fans would be going home going, why are they dressed up like Smurfs?
Yeah, you would come up like the Bash Fume, wouldn't you? Blew myself. Sorry. On to Dave, who asked on Patreon, with Western democracy at its most unstable for 80 years, just as Everton, both men's and women's teams, have had extremely positive starts to their respective seasons, would a global war necessitating the pause of said seasons be the most Everton-that thing of all time? And if not, what has been the most... I read this as most Everton-that season, but you can do Everton-that season or Everton-that thing that you think of. So the good news is we win titles before World Wars, so I'm hoping that we'll at least get like 2-week bender before Armageddon, maybe. But yeah, Foxy, what's your most Everton-that thing or season?
That is a very positive look on Armageddon, and I'm grateful for that. I think in like a recent history, to have a billionaire and an oligarch, and we still almost go bust as our backers. Like how Everton that is. Like who else has that kind of form of money behind you, and then you run out of money, and the money we were looking for is a pittance in comparison to overall wealth. It's just incredible that for good reason, like the Russian war, invasion of Ukraine, so good reason it stopped. But like before then, to have that kind of financial backing not them being able to use it and do dodgy sponsorship to kind of fix PSR and pay for the stadium. That's pretty unlucky. There aren't many oligarchs who get banned from being able to fund their football club.
It was almost Brewster's Millions in its execution, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, just how can we piss this much money up the wall and get rid of it as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then just get it switched off, because there was still the money tap, right? And it was still there, just we weren't allowed to access it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is a hell of a shout. John?
It's quite Everton, that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Our history is just filled with a litany of Everton at moments, isn't it? But I'm going to say replacing Ancelotti with Benitez. I don't know we're on a theme here, but or replacing Gary Stevens with Neil MacDonald. Why not just go for the whole thing and just get me more irate?
I'd forgotten that Benitez came in after Ancelotti. That's maybe
sad. We did get rid of Luka Dean and Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez.
Did Hammers ever exist? Did anyone see Hammers play? Was that a thing, or was that just a mirage that happened?
I think it's just a TV show.
Yeah, definitely. Ed,
imagine seeing him play. It's amazing.
Oh, sorry.
I think one of the great Everton that moments is I'll just name a player, Esteban Fuentes.
Yes.
For anyone who's not familiar with Esteban Fuentes, he played 8 games for Derby County in the late 90s. I think it was 97.
99 it was, the 99-2000 season.
Was it 99? There we go.
And you know that was, it was, I'll tell you in a minute when she finished.
Yeah. He scored, I believe, 1 league goal, and there was a winner against Everton. And then it emerged that he was in the country illegally and he was deported. So we are the only team, to my knowledge, to lose a game to a goal from a player who was not legally allowed to be there at the time, which is just so Everton. I cannot believe it.
Takes some beating that. It really will. What were you going to say, John? That's amazing. I absolutely love that story every time.
I know the exact date, the 28th of August, 1999, because I was at the game. It was 2 days before my 21st birthday, and I just remember that whole weekend. But that day was just so Everton. You know, not quite my birthday, but they ruined my birthday again still.
Yeah,
especially with somebody being on like an illegal passport, and also the rules dictated the game like that. The game should be replayed.
Yeah.
Or the point should be given to the opposing team. It was just kind of like swept under the carpet, like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. Just leave it, yeah.
The thing I love about that story is like a player playing like a minuscule amount of games and scoring his only goal as a winner against Everton. That's not big news at all. That's like, that happens all the time. The deportation stuff, man, that's just like right on there. I've gone for a couple of seasons. So I reckon 22-23 is up there. So we're the only team to get 2 points deductions, but we still stayed up. They still couldn't get rid of us. So in a quite positive way, the fact that we just would not go down, I feel that's quite evident, that because they just seemingly can't get rid of us. Or one of my favourites is 95-96. When we finished sixth, beat Villa on the last day, 1-0 to finish sixth. And we didn't get into Europe because UEFA took a European place off the Premier League because Wimbledon and Spurs had played understrength teams in the Intertoto Cup. And I only found out today when I was looking into it, the Intertoto Cup was actually running from 1963. UEFA only took over it in 1995. So they literally just started the competition a couple of seasons before or after or something, and we'd have been fine because it was nothing to do with UEFA. But the timing on that was incredible. And that would have seen us qualify for Europe for 2 consecutive seasons for the first time since the 80s. And that horrible season after may not have happened then. It might have all worked out well.
Yeah, that was... Thanks, Les. They brought the mood down now.
It's all right. I'm just going to bring it back up now with Stephen's question. Oh, go on. You got...
I was just going to say, now, just reminded me of Chris Waddle in 96-97 season. So, yeah.
Oh, God. Was that Kanchelskis' last game for us?
It was, yeah. He didn't
really play, did he?
No. I remember at one time, because I was in the paddock for that game for some unknown reason, and he was sat next to me telling me what he was going to do in Florence. He was terrible. He was so bad. That would be up there for the worst performance ever seen at Goodison.
Yeah, it was grim. Oh, absolutely vile performance, that. Yeah, Chris Waddle's goal was daft, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely daft. Right, let's pick it up. Actually, that would be a good shout for this question. Stephen's asked, what historical Everton moment do you wish Everton Twitter was around for? Dixie Dean could have scored the 60th goal and you would still get people calling him shit. Ed, I'll come to you first on this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the famous ground dispute with John Holding, which I think Everton Twitter would have absolutely bullied that man into the ground. And it would have been incredible. He would have been so off-put by football and life in general. Not only would we have still moved and gone to Goodison, but he never would have set up another footy team. He would have gone, I'm not dealing with those monsters, get them out of here. And then they'd be in Liverpool. So we could have used our powers for good.
I love that. That would have been incredible, yeah. The amount of Tory shouts would have been off the scale as well, wouldn't they?
Oh, no. God, yeah.
Non-stop.
Tory Mason, Orange Lodge. And they got the Scarlet might have got a big mural of him at the sides of the Sandon.
That's not very socialist, is it?
No.
John, what's yours?
Oh, I don't know. There's so much, isn't there, that we could choose from. I'm going to go for something, and I've accused you of bringing the mood down, but that 5-0 at home to Liverpool in 82, could you imagine the few? We could have powered small nations for 50, 60 years with the fume from that. That would have been, it would have been awful, but it would have been glorious as well. Twitter would have melted.
Yeah, I would have broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you reckon would have bore the worst of it? Glenn Keely or Ian Rush?
Howard Kendall.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah, wasn't a good time, was it?
There wouldn't have been no 84, 85 revolution. He would have been hunted down and sacked on the Sunday with social media. So we would have ended up with, like, I don't know, Jim Smith in charge or something.
Oh God, yeah, Gary Megson, player manager, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Foxy.
Yeah, I was thinking about like Kendall at the start and what would have happened if we had Twitter under that time. But sometimes when we look back at players, we kind of look back at them more fondly, and not particularly that we look back on this player fondly for no good reason. But I do wonder with Alan Ball with his white boots, breaking the mold back then, how would that have gone down? Like the Everton does, and now the Everton great grand does, but like back then, the white boots.
Yeah, this would have been fellas who lived through the war, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Flashy player with his red hair and his white boots.
Yeah, and I don't know at that point in time, was he given the same like reverence that he's given now? Because he's still playing for the club and competing and whatever. And maybe he would have been, but I don't know. That would have been interesting to see.
I think he's possibly the only player who would have been given a pass for that, because it seems like everyone instantly loved him. I think because he was already like a sort of national hero for the World Cup, wasn't he? Before he joined Everton. But yeah, there would have been some interesting shouts about his boots. I was around
the dockyard with my job the other day, and I was going, you have to kind of wear overalls and like safety shoes. And normally you get dark safety shoes to wear. And the only ones they had were white. So I was walking around the dockyard and everyone else is wearing dark clothes, dark shoes. And someone goes, "Slightly shoes, mate." Yeah, Alan Ball, it's all right.
But he got caught bald, didn't he, painting his other boots white?
Yeah.
He didn't like the Hummel boots because they were uncomfortable.
Yeah, he had
it rained one game, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the rain wife washed the white boots, the white paint away and showed the Adidas.
I actually had a pair of white Hummel boots.
Just because of that.
Yeah. Well, it was because I saw them. They were going cheap, I think, in Sports Direct. I was like, yeah, I'm having them. Thankfully, I was only a manager at the time, so I didn't have any chance of getting kicked up in the air. I was manager of like under 11s, so no one was going to start on me, really.
Did they redo your...
He still should have done.
They should have done, definitely.
Did they redo your DBS checks after that, Leisure?
Yeah, they did, yeah. Just check you again, please, Mr. Roberts.
I've just got that image VAR, checks hard drive. Which, funny enough, with what's happened with David Coote this week.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. Let's not pull up that thread. My one would have been Colin Harvey's time as manager, I think so much went on in those couple of years, it just would have like gone off all the time. Between the old players and the new players, whether Colin Harvey's good enough, you would have had people just backing him blindly, I think, because they loved him so much as a player and as an assistant coach. I think that just would have been box office stuff, that.
Well, we might have also seen a hate campaign against Neil MacDonald, so swings and roundabouts.
There you go. Started by anyone in particular, do you reckon?
I would have only been 10, but I would have certainly have started it.
Oh, God, yeah. You that titty through my scarf away.
Yeah.
Ian. Hi, guys. Hope you're well. Cheers, we somehow managed to get a last-minute penalty at the Cop End to win us the derby, but who's stepping up to take it? Only one player for me, and he's dynamite. I am compelled to agree with that. John, who takes that pen?
Who can we sacrifice in the team? Because let's face it, we get a last-minute penalty at Anfield in front of the Cop. We miss it. So
it's not going in, is it?
No. So Mikalenko.
McNeil. Sacrifice him.
But if we're assuming that we're going to score, then it can only be Illiman and Die. That lad's just not bothered by anything.
I don't like his penalties, though, you know.
No, I know, but
old penalties. I
know, but he just somehow gets away with it. So I think he'd be the one. But if we had to sacrifice a player because we'd undoubtedly miss it because that's Everton, it would be Mikalenko. And I'm sorry, I like the lad, but he's got a tiny head, so he's got to go.
He probably did was growing in the run up to take it.
Yeah.
Foxy.
I think there's only one answer, and it's because he's got a sweet left foot. I think he's pretty calm, and he'll just blast it. So it is Pickford. That is the answer to take it to score. Because I to the point you just make it, I don't fancy any of us, like any of the players, to score a penalty at any situation. I was thinking if we get one at the weekend, he takes it, particularly if Ndiaye is out. Even like Grealish, who started really well, I don't fancy him for it. You know,
I know,
that's just
I think-
general
I
lack
think
of confidence when
Beto-
you're like, Beto.
Beto, yeah, that penalty. He,
It's a good penalty.
No.
yeah,
Yeah, he smashed it
I
up
know
top corner.
penalty
But
against West Ham. No, thank you.
could he do
No,
that
I-
twice, though? I
yeah,
don't
I
know if he
think
could do it
so,
twice. I'm like, he's done it once, that's it. You've rolled your
No,
six and he's
I know what you're
taken it
saying,
out.
but I think Beto's. I think this is a lad who's worked his way up from working in KFC. So I don't know. I think he's got the stones to do it. Ironically, he should have been working next to Neil McDonald.
Ed, who are you putting in?
I don't know, Steve McMahon. I'm not going to say Pickford for the main reason that if Jordan Pickford scored a winning penalty at the Cop End to a derby, I'd have to leave football forever. I wouldn't be able to do it again with a peak. What could you do after that? No, so that
There'd be
would
more
be
head rolling on the top than the Palace of Versailles.
Yeah,
It'd be carnage.
that's when the war would start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
As he strikes the ball.
Yeah.
No, I think we'd have to go with our most lethal and most reliable presence in front of goal, which is Michael Keane.
Hey.
Smash it in. Job done.
MVK.
Oh, yeah. Would love to see that. Right, next up, Rob has asked, Graham White was interviewed on a Great Goodison video. Who's your favourite stadium announcer? His would be a short stint from Simon O'Brien, who, when getting thrashed by Man United, said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like every blue was feeling when he scored. I think I misread that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd go with Simon O'Brien. Decent fella. I don't really like stadium announcers. They're just a bit too much like Tim Pot local radio DJs, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just generally, it's just too loud. Like a mid-40s, it's too loud. I am bringing my ear defenders tomorrow because it's too. Can they? Is that just me or is that a general?
Oh, it is too loud.
It's too loud. Just turn it down.
It is, but I've been sat in the Upper Gladys for the past 15 years. And
You never heard a thing.
You've not heard it. It's honestly like.
I've been around the stadium because I was like a member before. It's the same everywhere. Like Goodison stadium announcer, unless you sit next to the guy, you can't hear it. Whereas just the opposite thing at Bramley Moor, Hill Dickinson, it's
apparently you can hear him on the whistle.
Can you?
Apparently, yeah. Someone said you could hear the stadium announcer. Someone's put that video up of them stood. I think is it just by Wallasey Town Hall where you can see it?
Yeah, that's right. So it's right opposite, isn't it? Yeah. I was a big fan of Rocky actually ballsing up the stadium announcement for the team coming out on the first game at the new ground. He was about like 5 seconds behind, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good work. Nicely done.
Well, I've got some terrible news. Did anyone hear that he's leaving to go to work in Ireland on a radio show?
Oh no, that's awful.
It's not true. Unfortunately, that's the terrible news. It was being said around. I think somebody on Twitter. I think Richard Buxton, the journalist, was the one who said it. And then, so this is kind of gathered back. And then someone asked Rossi, and he said, "No, I'm staying on Greatest Hits," and my heart sank. And Rossi's a nice fella, but not good DJ. But let's face for radio, and that should be it. You shouldn't be seen; you should be heard.
We'll not pull up that journalist thread either there for Ed's face. Ed, have you got a favourite stadium announcer?
No, I don't. I'm like you. I don't care about them. The main reason is because I do get really picky over the pronunciation of players' names. I think it's not hard. They do the thing now in the Premier League where all the players say their names, so you can learn how to pronounce them.
Oh yeah.
And I've never known an announcer to get them right, and some of them are just they hurt my brain. So I tune it out now, to be honest. This is actually, it's going to sound a bit sacrilegious, but I don't know if he's still there. But I know the Reds used to have the stadium announcer who just sounded thoroughly depressed all the time.
Something.
The voice of Anfield, wasn't he?
And anything could be happening. They could have just scored the last minute winner, and he'd announce it like he was a funeral director. I love that. I want all announcers to be like that.
Yeah, I'd prefer that to the breakfast DJ thing. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right, that's the football done.
Hang on, you didn't ask mine.
What's that?
You didn't ask who mine is.
Sorry, John. Who's yours?
Delia Smith. I would get stuck Delia to do all the announcements at the Hill Dickinson.
Yeah, just give her a drop of sherry before kick-off. Go ahead.
Yeah, and let her go.
So now on to the all the stupid stuff now, which is good. Chris, could have been a hot topic from Chris. I like this one. If you were to shoot someone with a Nerf gun, obviously, what would you inscribe on the foam bullet? John.
Kill Satis, Missy Optimum.
Like it, Foxy.
Well, Nerf bullets are, like, I imagine, really quite hard to write many words on. So I would say I've really enjoyed the last few weeks of Blue Monday. It's been really positive. Keep it up.
Okay. Unexpected. Are you shooting me in the head with that?
Well, I felt it's kind of a bit of a Jeopardy question, just given what's going on. So I thought I'd just go for something less Jeopardy that could go with that.
Yeah, could go either way. This Ed.
I just put stay on that side and fire it across the Mersey Benitez.
No, don't stay on this side.
Yeah, you can stay on your side.
Yeah, keep going. Just keep going. Foxy, your question.
Yeah, okay. What thing or product with blue in the name or title would you like to see get banned or cancelled?
John.
I'll open it up.
Blue Monday. Oh, one of those vapes I saw with something blue on it spelled BLU, and I hate that.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're knocking one letter off. Just you're not trendy. You're not impressing anyone. Just knock it off. So yeah, anyone that any product that uses the word blue with BLU. So
yeah, all the Alpha Ultras will be backing you up on that one.
Yeah.
Foxy.
So like, semi-serious bit to this. There's quite a lot on social media, and it's very kind of detrimental to young people, young adults growing up, kids growing up, and it kind of needs to be tackled. And that's Blue Peter. It's a terrible, terrible thing. When I came home from school, it was like more school all the time. So
yeah,
Blue Peter should be canned and banned, and let kids not do school when they get home.
I had a really weird thing as a kid where I thought BBC was for posh kids, so I never watched it. I watched ITV. That I wouldn't watch BBC.
My mum had the same thing with ITV. I wasn't allowed to watch ITV because my mum's posh.
So it must have been a thing then, mustn't it?
It was.
His butler wouldn't let him watch it.
She wasn't a butler.
The 80s were wild. Ed?
Yeah, I was also going to say a threat to kids and young people. I was going to say Bonnie Blue. Absolutely sick of her grid.
Oh God, yeah.
Needs to get off every screen, please, immediately.
I know who she is, but I couldn't pick it out in a lineup.
I think if you scroll Twitter for about
I'm just picking the lineup now, to be honest. There's like 100 fellas. You probably could pick it out to that lineup.
1,000, right?
But I wouldn't know her face. I wouldn't, honestly. I don't know who she is, and I know of her achievements, and I'm sure it's not for me to judge. But no, I'm with Ed on that one. Just go away.
Yeah, that is a shout. Have I done everyone's there? I'm losing the plot here.
Yeah, just yours now.
Just mine. Yeah, so the Blue Room's right for cancelling, I think.
Harsh.
So, yeah.
You've
got a very rigorous editing process. Obviously, would have been cancelled a long time ago, I think. Foxy, your second question?
Oh, yeah. How big is yellow?
Yellow is not as big as Big Red.
Okay.
That's my answer.
I think yellow's massive. So if you look at the stars, see how they shine for you. I'm sorry.
Man, we've gone from mythology to Coldplay.
Yeah.
Everything. Digging it. Ed?
Wow. Yeah, we've really gone from the high point of culture to the low point, haven't we? Yellow's big if you get in the first 5 minutes. Don't want to pick one up then. That's pretty big. 2 yellows, that's pretty big. So that's all I've got.
Especially in a derby.
Does picking one up in the first 5 minutes. It's bigger depending on your position, isn't it? Centre back, nightmare. Winger, probably get away with it.
Yeah.
Full back against the especially tricky winger.
Yeah,
They know that wing is there with a knife and fork licking their lips at that point, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I haven't got an answer. My daughter, who's 4, asked me this morning how big is yellow. I was like, I don't know how to answer that, so I thought I'd ask you guys. So thank you for helping me out. And I'll go 2 yellow cards. If you're a left back, you're in trouble. If you're a left-sided attacker, it's okay. You can probably get away with it.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no exposure to Coldplay, please.
All right. Do not expose it to Coldplay. There is no need for that level of indoctrination.
Well,
we've seen radicalism this week, and there's nothing worse than Coldplay radicalists.
This is a safe space, and I will have no slander of Coldplay's first album.
The first 2 are really good, but after that, he turned into. I mean, do not get me started on that one. Visit Vida whatever.
Terrific. Yeah.
Roman cavalry choirs are singing. No, they're not, Chris.
If this is a safe space, my wedding song was a Coldplay song.
Which one?
Amazing Day. Amazing Day.
I don't know it. It must be off one of them. It must have been when they started writing their own stuff again.
It's a song that is incredibly easy to dance to. It is very slow. It has the words "Amazing Day." When you're getting married, those are good words to associate for a wedding. It's
like
very nice, casual,
easy
song.
But not Vida La Loca or whatever it's called.
No, nothing that requires movement. No.
Well, no, not even that. It's just this. I mean, I'm sorry. This probably isn't the forum for this, but sorry, Chris, you have written Roman cavalry choirs are singing just so people think that you're deep and intelligent. That's literally why he's done it. However, the Roman cavalry would never have had a choir because things like singing and acting were regarded as lower than prostitution in ancient Rome. And there's no way that the Roman cavalry, who were made up of serious businessmen and wealthy merchants, would have done that. So sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. If you're watching, Chris, you're wrong.
See, we're back on track now. We're into ancient Rome. There we go. Warren has asked, where's he gone? After years of dismissing the idea of playing Fortnite, he's now addicted and thinks it's the greatest computer game. Ed, you probably have something to say on that. You can pick that one up. What intriguing different hobby do you have that everyone else should get into? Ed, I'll come to you first. What are your thoughts on Fortnite?
I don't do it myself, to be honest, because I'm not 13. So
when it first came out and the kids got into it and they're playing it all the time, they gave me the controller for a laugh because they know it'd be shit at it. I got to the final 2 on my first go, right? Got behind the person who I needed to kill and tried to hit him with a medical box because it got the controls all wrong. So I'm there like that, chucking this medical box out and nothing's happening. He turns around and shoots me. So yeah, that's my introduction. My first and last game of Fortnite. Ed, intriguing hobby you think everyone should get into?
I don't know. I've got an intriguing hobby, to be honest. I mean, I just love playing darts. I really do. I think it's great. I think it's therapeutic. And I'm often stood in my kitchen at about 1 o'clock in the morning, just chucking darts over and over, and I think it's great.
Have you got a darts name, Ed?
I do. Yeah.
We share your darts name.
Yeah. They gave it to me at uni. My darts nickname is Ed Bish Bash Bosh McCosh.
Oh, yes, that's incredible.
Great.
Yeah.
This has been a question before with walkout music.
I used to come on to Galvanized by the Chemical Brothers.
Oh, belter.
Because it's got the same as a Bish Bash Bosh, and it's like he's trying to catch on as a thing. But
are you the original Bosch man then? Forget Skinner.
Maybe I am.
You are the original Bosch man, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe I'm the Bosch grandfather. Who knows? But honestly, I'd recommend darts, even if you don't have a pint, especially for those who don't like having a beer and think, oh, you've got to be pissed. Do it whenever. It's brilliant.
That is a great
you just all you're focusing on is like this little target for hours at a time, and you just forget the world around you. It's brilliant.
I'm dyspraxic, so dart isn't good for me. Someone's getting blinded. So.
Well, Neil McDonald's in the room.
With a dart in your own head somehow.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah, I'd end up coming behind me or something. So no, but I don't mind darts.
What would you recommend then, John?
As a walkout tune for darts.
Oh no! Well, if you want,
I'd have to go with the Tampere.
What?
The Tampere, remember? What's she going to look like with a chimney on it?
What a weird song that was.
Still can't work it out.
Was it Chris Martin?
Probably, yeah. Or Steve McMahon. Or Neil McDonald. No. No, intriguing hobby. Well, I've already kind of just admitted to it. So, ancient Rome, or my fondness for spreadsheets and databases about Everton's
How's it going, by the way?
I'm now just entering just leaving the 80, so I've just finished 80, 81. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I am literally going through every Everton game for the results and everything, all other associated facts, and compiling a database, a spreadsheet for it, for no reason whatsoever, just because I am quite odd, I think.
No, but I love the sound of it, because
I think it's great.
Everton results is brilliant, the website, but it's not got those details, has it? Like who scored for the opposition, yellow.
No, it has. Yeah, it does have that. It does have that.
Oh, does it?
But I've gone in a bit more like the format of it's not as pleasing on the eye as I'd like. That's why I've done it. But the facts itself are brilliant.
Yeah, I'll bang into that. Foxy?
In terms of hobbies, I haven't really got any hobbies. Like Everton's a hobby, coaching football hobby. The thing I've got into is audiobooks, because I used to quite like reading, and we're kind of tidying the house up, looking to sell it. And when you kind of go through the attic, you got a million books, and you're like, what do you do with a million books? And I kind of realized I haven't bought a book for years, because it's like audio, which is it's quite a nice thing. So if you like cooking, driving, whatever, I know obviously the Blue Room podcast are also very good things to listen to without kind of giving too much competition. Blue Monday's my favorite show. But audiobooks are awesome. So that's the thing I've got into in the last couple of years. They're just an easy way to consume if you haven't got time to read. Yeah.
No, I'm the weirdo who listens to podcasts in the gym, which is just odd. But yeah.
What do you listen to?
Are you listening to yourself?
Oh God, no! I never listen to anything back that I do. Jesus Christ, no. Usually,
it shows less. No, I'm joking. It was just a shot.
Generally, Behind the Bastards, which is a brilliant podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's about it. Yeah, good shout. Mine, I don't know. So I'm quite enjoying doing Taekwondo now. I'm still shit at it, but that in itself is quite therapeutic. So yeah, doing a martial art, it's all right. Yeah, plus you can pretend to be dead hard when you're not. A couple of people's favourite things now. Suze has asked, what's your favourite book and why? Foxy.
Yeah, so favourite books, probably like genre books, has changed over time. So when I was a kid, like young kid, Tintin, Asterix, awesome. Ancient Rome, love a bit of Ancient Rome with Asterix. Yeah. Very accurate and factual. And then
more so than some of the TV series.
Yeah, the TV is not as good as the books, as is many things in life. And then I quite like murder thriller stuff. So when I was a kid, like Agatha Christie, but as I got older, Val McDermott, which is, I don't know if you ever read that stuff, it's pretty gruesome. It's pretty probably more accurate of what that kind of stuff would be like. So the genre, I like a good murder, bit of crime, try and solve it, think through the book. But favourite book, I don't think I've got one.
No, fair enough.
No.
A man as well read as you doesn't either.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you just give examples. I think Suze might be looking for book recommendations. So.
Oh, okay. Val McDermott's good for Suze if she likes murder. It's quite graphic.
Hey, who doesn't?
Or if you don't, don't go for
it. Ed?
This is really tough for me as well. I was just trying to think through books. I'm like Nick Barmby. I think every book I read is the best book I've ever read, and I've loved it all my life. I've got a massive thing for Stephen King. I've got such a huge Stephen King collection that I could name so many of his books. But like Foxy, I'm also really getting into murder mystery type stories, and I do enjoy being taken for a ride, and I like being wrong as well. I like having the guess and going, right, that's what I think the case is, and then being proved wrong at the end, going, oh, that's clever. A great book if you're looking for recommendations. I read a brilliant one recently. It's called The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, and it's a bit of a genre bending thing because it's a bit murder mystery, but it's also a bit sci-fi, and it's just a brilliantly written book, and it's a great premise, essentially about someone who's got a day to solve a murder, and then at the end, if they haven't done it, resets. Sorry, a week or on the day resets, and they have to start all over again, sort of thing. Which I thought was fantastic. But I could go on all day about books.
Good stuff. On the Stephen King thing, I am interested to see what The Long Walk is going to be like as a film, because in the book it's great, but it's just very conversation heavy, isn't it? Not much happens really.
Yeah.
But,
90% of Stephen King books do not translate into films. I think that's been proven.
Yeah.
You just have to experience them on the page.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that's been turned TV and film, absolute shite. Some of them are great, some of them are okay, but most of them,
yeah, I think
terrible.
I think the only one you probably don't have to appreciate on the page so much is It. If you get to the end of that, just sort of stop before the end. It goes horrifically weird, and we'll say
there's no need to do the last chapter or two, I think, with that one.
There wasn't really, no. And proof once more that cocaine is a hell of a drug, I think.
There's one book, The Tommy Knockers, which is it's about 800 pages long. And I've read it, and I thought, that was a really interesting story. I loved it. Looked it up, bit of history. Stephen King goes, I don't fucking remember that. What was I on? Because that's shit. What was I doing? I liked it. Oh crap. Never mind. Put it back on the shelf.
John?
Well, I've got many leather-bound books. No. I don't know. I think we had similar questions to this the other week, didn't we? And I think mine is, as you say, you've got the Stephen Kings, you've got all them, which are brilliant, but it's always LA Confidential for me.
Yes,
the book just makes you feel grimy and dirty, and you really feel the sleaze and the underbelly of Los Angeles in the 50s, and the police corruption, the racism, the everything. It's just got everything in it that we see this stylized version of the 50s that we see with all the movie stars like Cary Grant and Robert Mitchum and that. But this really shows you that they were just as fucked up as the rest of us, and some cases even worse. And the book really puts that across well.
Yeah.
But if Susie's looking for their book recommendations, then the Slow Horses book, Slough House, Mick Herron.
Oh yeah, I remember saying about that.
The TV series is coming back, series 5, I think, in the end of this month, and the books are as good as the TV series. And that's, often books don't translate well, as Ed was saying, but Gary Oldman is just fantastic as Jackson Lamb, and exactly how I pictured them in the books. So,
get on them then. I think like we said the other week, for mine, it's American Psycho, probably, just because I read a lot of horror as a kid, like loads of Stephen King, but when I read that, it was the first time I had to kind of put it down because it was so graphically, horribly violent. It was just awful, but it's also an amazing satire on some of the worst people ever to exist.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's your theory, Les? Do you think he's done it, or is it all in his head?
I think he's just making it up. It's like a Walter Mitty kind of fella.
Because he's saying, isn't he, about killing? Is it Paul something? And he goes,
Paul,
and he goes, oh, he's in England at the moment.
Yeah. And then he sort of has a breakdown at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And
the only one, I think he did do one though. I think he done the Tramp.
That's the bit that sticks out to me.
Yeah.
For me when I read it, because that's so horrible.
Graphic.
With his dog and that. Oh God, yeah. But yeah, no, that's a good theory that he did just do the tramping. On to Tangled Up in Blues. What's your favourite sitcom? John?
Tough choice, either Father Ted or Phoenix Nights. I'm veering towards Phoenix Nights because Graham Linehan didn't write Phoenix Nights. However, Neil Fitzmaurice did write Phoenix Nights, and he also responsible for Dear Mr. Hicks video. So it's kind of, but still, I think, and it's a very fine decision, but I think Graham Linehan's just slightly more problematic than Neil Fitzmaurice.
Only just though.
Yeah.
I think I'd go Phoenix Nights. That was my one as well. Ed?
Such a hard one for me because I'm a big sitcom fella. All in all, I'd have to say MASH. And I know that's probably wild for someone who's born 20 years after that finished. He didn't say that, but I started watching it just because I was interested in the Korean War, and it was about it. And the first couple of seasons, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's pretty sketchy. They have, like, for example, they have one black character and they decided to call him Spear Chucker for some reason. I mean, there's a reason. It's not a good one. And then they went, oh, that wasn't a good idea. And they very quickly changed that. But it turns from like this sort of wacky, comedy with a big laugh track and everyone messing around to one of the most sort of, it's not black comedy, but it's just so darkly brilliant and so emotionally acted. And by the time you get to the end of it, you're sobbing your eyes out at these characters.
Especially the ending.
Especially the ending, which is, to my mind, the best episode of TV of all time.
It's definitely one of the best endings of a TV show.
Yeah.
A lot of TV shows don't stick the landing to the... No, but he did with this. Have you seen the film, Ed?
I have seen the film. Yes.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It is great. Yeah, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
One of his
and the
early
theme
roles.
tune as well was written by a 16-year-old, wasn't it?
Yeah, son of
Robert Altman's son.
Robert
Altman's son.
And it's a great theme tune as well.
Yeah.
It's a haunting theme tune that you just don't forget, and you still like. You can not watch it for 20 years, but it just comes back to you as a theme tune, doesn't it?
He said to us, son, any recommendations for a song for the theme for the film? And he said, well, listen to this, and he played me, and that's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah, 16-year-old writing Suicide is Painless is.
I know. I was just thinking that. Brilliant. Didn't realize.
Foxy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not like the most politically aligned view that I've got, but I really like Frasier. So I never watched. Was it Cheers that it came off from? I never watched that, so I watched Frasier. But the characters in that, I think, are quite over time developed, like Niles and Frasier and Daphne and whatever, and Martin. So you get a fondness for the characters, and it's just kind of done at a level that is it's kind of quite engaging as it goes through, and it kind of develops. And the will they, won't they thing with Daphne and Niles, you kind of go through the storyline, and it's one of those things you can go back to and watch again. So I know there's loads of it, and you can go back to and kind of pick them up, and they're kind of probably like 20, 30 years old, whatever, but they still hold now. I don't know if you saw the newer version of that. They did like a remake recently. No. It was a bit shit. And
with Rodney,
quite often, if you try and do, with Nicholas Lyndhurst in it, and you try and recreate something, but if you haven't got that core component of those original characters, it doesn't work.
No.
So the original Frasier was awesome,
on 2 mailbags running. Did not see that coming.
Who? Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Lyndhurst getting a shout on 2 mailbags running.
I was gutted I wasn't on last week's because I've got massive theory, haven't I, about Good Night, Sweetheart.
Go ahead. Give us it anyway.
Well, do you know, everyone is aware of being a bigamist because he married someone in 1940 and someone in. However, I think as he marries Phoebe, he changes history. So a separate alternate timeline with a pocket universe is created. So therefore, that pocket universe is separate from the universe that Gary Sparrow and his whatever his other missus's name is are in. So therefore, he can't be a bigamist because it's in 2 separate universes.
Is this like Marvel Studios' Good Night, Sweetheart?
have you thought about this quite a lot, John? Is this something you're planning to
spare in the moment thing I've done? No, because to be honest with you, I'm lucky enough that one woman married me. So even in a, if you believe in the multiverse theory that there's an infinite amount of universes, I'm still only going to have one person who's.
We'll finish on this.
Evidence enough to marry me.
We'll finish on this one from Chris. Ever wore ladies' perfume? His lad bought a bottle of DKNY aftershave back from his mum's the other week. He bought it for work for a few days, had a noticeable floral scent. Checked the bottle out when he got back, and it's marked up "Be Delicious." Should Chris continue to be delicious?
Can I just say you've done him so dirty with the ticker at the bottom there.
Oh yeah.
Carry on.
We just have to cut it down to the bare minimum. What we're saying, John, should he continue to be delicious?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. This is the 21st century,
Yeah.
Just live and let live. Just get on with it.
Yeah. Just live your own life, Chris. Do what you want. No one's judging. Safe space. Continue.
It smells good. You be delicious, Chris.
Yeah.
Be delicious, be fabulous, be whatever you want, Chris. Just be yourself, man. That's the
one. Don't be a red.
Yeah.
Never a red.
No.
No.
Right, that is it for this week's mailbag. An absolute belter. Thanks, John. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Foxy. Thanks for everyone who sent questions in. We will catch you next time on Mailbag.